Hi guys, today I want to show you the video. I want to show you how to make Arduino based timer that would control 4 or 3 different outlets at different times. For me, it's going to be for my fish tank, and the way I got the lights set up, I got 3 different lights in there, and I need them to turn on at different times. The reason why I don't want to use the regular timers, because I'm gonna have to use 3 of them, and they all, running a little different, and you have to keep going back and adjusting them, and so that's how I come up with this need for this timer. So what I got here is I got Arduino Nano. I have a 3231 RTC module, real-time clock module, and I have this relays. Got four channel relay module. So the way I hooked that up is on the time module. We got black wire to the ground. I got white wire to the VCC. On the Arduino side, the black wire is going to be the ground right there, and the VCC will be 5 volts right there. Now the SDA wire from the time module, which is violet, will go to a 4-pin, analog 4-pin on the Arduino, and then SDA wire will go to A5 there, A5 pin. Now on the other side, because the relay gonna need 5 volts too, so I just hook it up to VCC and ground on this side of the clock, and and connect them to the VCC and the ground on the relay. Now the inputs from the relay, input 1, 2, and 3, I hooked them up to pins D2, D3, and D4, to 3 digital pins. So that's as far as the hardware goes. Now I'm gonna start the Visuino. I'm gonna program it in Visuino because that's the easiest one you can get for the beginners. Visuino is the best program you can get to program the Arduinos. So let me start my computer, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I got my computer running. Let's turn on the Visuino. Okay, now in the Visuino, first we're gonna need to change the board. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'm gonna turn off this out of the way. Now the board, I'm gonna just double click it, and I'm using Arduino Nano, so it's right here, Nano. Okay, so I got my board. Now I'm gonna go to this corner right there, and we're gonna add our RTC 3231. 3231 is right there. So I'm gonna grab it and put it on my screen. So I'm gonna need one of those. So I'm gonna connect it right away. Control goes to I to C, and then out, I'm gonna go to the serial in. Let me move that a little bit. Okay. Now we're gonna need to find, back to that, and we're gonna need to find compare date and time. Okay, so compare, and it's right here, date and time value. And I'm gonna drop them on my screen. So I'm gonna need 8 of them for my application. So just keep dragging them till you get 8. Okay, so now I got 8 of them. Let me move it a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna start that here. Okay, now all of them, the in for the compare value, in gonna go to the out. Close that up. It's gonna go to the out pin right here. All of them. In, I'm gonna go to the out. So when you connect all of them, let me go ahead and connect all of them. Okay, so I connect all of them. Now now we're gonna have to find XOR function out here. So XOR, and you're gonna use this Boolean XOR. We're gonna need 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 of these. And connect the out from the from the compare value to the in. Two compare values for one XOR. Okay, now what I'm gonna need, you can leave it like this if you want 4 different relays. Since for my application I want 3 relays, but one of them I need to turn on twice. So for the different time, I'm gonna have to use let me find it first. digital right there, digital merger, digital multi-source merger, right there. So let me grab that one, put it right here on my board. Okay, so I'm gonna need that one. Okay, I'm gonna connect one of the XORs to it, actually two of them, because that will control one relay twice. Okay, so that would go to digital pin 2. That's where my first relay is, and then accordingly connect one to digital pin 3 and the third one to digital pin 4. So as far as this, we're good. Now we have to define or change the values for our compare times. So you just click on the compare time, compare value. It's gonna show up out there right there. So what you want to do is change the compare type to bigger, CT bigger. Okay, that's the first one. The second one, for the same XOR, the second one, you want to choose the second one and change it to a CT smaller, and do that for the rest of them. One's bigger, one's smaller. CT bigger, CT smaller, CT bigger, CT smaller, and the last one, CT bigger, CT smaller. Okay. Now what we're gonna have to do is hit items, and you want to select what do you want the Arduino to read: days, hours, milliseconds, minutes, whatever you want. For my application, I don't really care about days, months, and year, and weekdays. All I'm gonna need is hours and minutes. For this application, I'm gonna use just for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna use seconds too, so we don't have to spend too much time verifying that everything's working. So I'm gonna hit days, milliseconds, turn them to false because I don't care about them. Leave hours, leave minutes, and leave seconds. If you're not gonna need the seconds, turn them off too. But like I say, for this video, I'm gonna leave them on. So you're gonna want to do all this. You're gonna check all of them the same for the rest of the compare values. So just change the compare value and disconnect the one that you're not gonna need. Okay, now when we set all of them the same, just let's make sure. Okay, We got hours, minutes, seconds for all of them. Okay. Now what we can do is we can close the items, open up the value. So in the value, remember we don't worry about days, milliseconds and all that, so set up the hour for my video out here. I'm gonna set up 11 a.m. It goes on military time, so if you want 1 o'clock or something, 1 p.m., you have to go to the 13, 14, and up to 24, 23, because 24 actually would be 0. So we go to 11 o'clock. So I'm going to set up all of them for 11 o'clock, that way I wouldn't get mixed up. $11 a.m. Okay, so now I set up all of them to 11 o'clock. I can close the hours. All the hours are set up already. Now the minutes. So for this video I'm gonna try to make them quick, so we don't spend too much time verifying that it's working and don't have to wait for the relays to switch. So I'm gonna set up the minutes. Okay, this one. You know what, since we got the seconds, let's set them up at the same minutes. Let's set them up for 30. So 11:30. All of them. Okay, 11:30. So I set them all up to 11:30. Let's just verify that, make sure everything's good. Okay, now let's set up the seconds, and that's when I'm gonna select that one relay, the one that I want turn on twice. That's when I'm gonna select the time for that relay. Different. So okay, so compare value for the first relay. I'm gonna set this. We can shut off the minutes, turn on the seconds. Let's turn it on exactly on 11:30. Now CT bigger, that means that it's gonna watch for the time bigger than 11:30 a.m. The second one, CT smaller, I'm gonna set the seconds on, let's say 10. So that 11:30 and 10 seconds, it will shut off the relay. And I want to go to the second relay, CT bigger. I want to turn it on at, let's say 10 seconds. Turn it off at 20. The third relay, I'm going to turn it on at 20. Or you know what, let's do the first relay again. We're going to turn that on at 20, turn that off at 30. Now we go to the third relay and turn that on at 30, and turn that off. CT smaller, gonna be 40. Okay, so now when we got everything set up, let's just make sure it's right. First relay 0 to 10, second relay gonna be 10 to 20, first relay 20 to 30, and then the third 30 to 40. So what we're gonna have to do now is upload this code to the Arduino Ide. That would be this button right here. It's starting up the Arduino Ide. Okay, so now let's connect our Arduino to it. Okay, so I just connected the Arduino to the computer. I have to verify and tools that my board is selected, the processor is selected, and the port for some reason it doesn't want to read the port. Okay, let's disconnect it and put it back on. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, here's the port. COM4. So it's selected. Now we're just gonna have to upload. It's gonna compile and upload. So we're gonna compile and upload. Okay. Let me show you this corner right here. It's compiling the sketch. Now it's uploading the sketch. Okay, so it's done uploading. Now we're gonna turn on our Arduino back. Turn the screen that I shut off in the beginning. Turn that back on. Serial monitor. Let's connect our Arduino to it. Just make sure that the port COM4 is selected. COM4. The speed is right, and hit connect. Now start getting time from my Arduino. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna hold this relay out here, relay board, and you'll see when the relay comes on, you're gonna see the light come on, LED come on. Okay, so the first relay comes on for 10 seconds. The second relay comes on, the first one comes off. Okay, for 10 seconds. Now let's go back to the first relay. And now let's go into the third relay. So we just verified that everything is working. The reason why you see the light turns on for and both relays are on at the same time is because when you set up the time, it's actually including the second or the minute, whatever you put in. So if you put in, like we set up the first relay to be on from 30 to 11:30 in 10 seconds, and the other one is turned on at 10 seconds. So that 1 second it's included, because the first one will shut off at 11, and the second one will turn on at 10. So that 1 second it's both of them are on. Same if it would be the minute, it would be, if you set it up to, let's say 11:30, the first one to turn off at 11:30, and the first turn off at 11:30, the second one turn on at 11:30. So that 1 minute, the 11:30 minute, both of them would be on, because like I said, the first one is gonna shut off at 11:31 because it includes that minute. Another thing that I want to point out, that for my first relay, it goes to a digital pin 2 right here, and that's the one that I'm using, the digital merger. I hope I pronounced it right. So you would have to set up, that would be one time right here, and that would be the second time when you want to turn on and off right here. And then the times, the two compare values has to go to 1 XOR. So I want 4 different times the relays to turn on, so I got 4 different XORs. And then, like I say, one relay I want to turn on twice, so that's why I have this merger, digital multi-merger. So you can change the names if you want for this. All these names you can change them: compare value, XOR, all this you can change the names if you want to, if it's gonna be easier for you. And so that's it for the programming. So we verify that it's working. Now I'm gonna solder the electrical cord and all the outlets and set it up how it's supposed to be. So if you want to see that, stay and watch that. If not, please, if it was helpful for you, please like the video and leave your comments if you have any questions or comments or anything, and I'll appreciate it. And if you know the people who can benefit from this video, please make sure you share this video. And you have a good one. And like I say, if you want to see the rest of it, how I'm gonna hardwire the outlets, stay watching. Okay, so what I did, I bought this 3-gang wall box. So eventually I'm gonna cut this off, cut that off. I'm not gonna need it, so I'm gonna cut all that off. And then the Arduino and the relay and everything else gonna go in the bottom of it. Okay, and then I bought 3 of these outlets. It has to be square for, at least for my Home Depot when I went. It has to be square because for the regular outlets they don't have the plate, cover plate for 3 outlets. So buy the square outlets and you can get the cover for the square outlets. So I bought 3 outlets. They're gonna go like this. There's enough room for everything. Enough room for outlets and the Arduino. Okay, and got my soldering iron right here going on, preheating or heating up. So I got a piece of wire right here, just a piece of old used to be extension cord. So I got a piece of this wire. So I'm gonna use this wire to wire the 120 to it. So I'm not gonna need too long, but probably like 2 feet or something. It'll be enough to plug it in some whatever I need it. So at this point, I'm gonna cut the okay, so we need that one to go out, and then 1, 2, 3 for 3 outlets. So that the access, I'm just gonna cut it off. Let's give me a little more, just in case. So I'm gonna cut off the access. I'm gonna split it. Actually, I'm gonna put it in first. Put it in the box first. Gonna put it in the box first. Okay. Now once it's in the box, now I'm gonna split it, because one gonna go to the relays and one gonna go to the outlets. So I'm gonna split them, get all my outlets out. Okay. So I'm gonna start with the first outlet, and I'm gonna strip the wire. Okay. 16 gauge. I'm gonna strip the wire, twist it, and connect it to my first outlet. Okay, so the first outlet connected. Now I'm gonna measure the rough distance to the second outlet. So about right here. I'm gonna splice it with the knife. Okay. Okay, got that, twist that a little bit, and connect my second outlet to it. So it'll be like this. Okay, so connect this side. Okay, so now I got two outlets connected. Okay, so like this, it will be two of them connected. Now do the same thing and get the third one connected. Okay, about right there. Just about. So, same thing. Okay. Get that out. I'm gonna twist it a little bit. And one, two, the third one. Okay, so I'm gonna connect the third one out here. The reason why I do this is because I'm powering it up. I'm doing it for the light, so there's nothing gonna be drawing too much power out of it, and they're not gonna be turned on at the same time. So I should be good with this. Thin wire. I don't need nothing heavy gauge or something. Nothing like that. So I got my three outlets connected. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to connect the other wire to the relay on the Arduino. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this wire, the second wire, cut that. Get this outlets out of the way for now. Gonna strip the end of it. Not too much because it's gonna go to the relay. Okay. And now we really got two options. We can solder the end of it, just keep it together, or just leave it alone and screw it into the Arduino relay. So I'm just gonna leave it alone, and my first, just go to the first relay. Okay. And screw it, put it back, put it in there, screw it in there. Okay. Okay. So this would be the starting point, right? Let me get it closer. Okay. So that would be the start right here. So as you can see, it's three pins right here, or three outs out of the relay. Two of them are connected. Those two are connected, and that one is goes through the relay. So this one is right now disconnected. The relay energized. It connects this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the same power from here it's going to go from here to here, then from this one to the other one, and that way all the relays would be on the would get the power. So I'm going to get the piece of the wire that I just cut off and clean that. I only need a little piece of it, so let's just get a little piece. I don't really. Okay. Clean that. Strip the wire. Okay. And put it in there. One in there, one in there. And tighten it up. Okay, so just do the same for the other one. Okay, so same thing. Open up this one, open up this one. Put the wire in there. Okay, tightened it up. Okay, so now I got my 3 relays connected, right? 1, 2, 3. They all got power coming into them. Now I have to get each of them the power come out and go to the outlets. So for that, I'm gonna use this piece of wire that left. A little short one to the relay side, stripper a little longer for the outlet side. Okay. Connected to the relay. Okay. The other side. Sorry. The other side I'm going to connect it to the outlet. Okay, so the first relay connected to the first outlet. Get the other wire that I cut off in the beginning. Cut that. So strip a little piece for the relay to go into the relay. I'm sorry, can't see that. Back out so you can see what I'm doing. Just strip a little piece. Okay, hook it up to the relay out here, the one that's left, right here. You can see it right here, that one and that one. So just hook them up right there, put it in there. Let's do one at a time. Tighten that up, put this in, tighten up this one. Okay, so now all of them are connected out here. This from this side. Same thing, strip the wire. Okay, twist it. And connect the other outlet. So I'm going to use second relay to the second outlet. That way I won't be confused when I'm going to hook it up. Okay, and the third one to the third outlet. Okay, so now my Arduino is connected to the outlets. I mean, not Arduino though. The relays are connected to the outlets. So we got 3 relays connected to 3 outlets. If you need 4, you can buy a 4-gang box and add another one and rewrite the code for 4 of them. Anyway, now I have to hook up the Arduino to the power. And let me get the charger and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so so I got a USB cable. I cut it. There was 4 wires in there. There was red, black, green and white. So green and white, I just cut them. I'm not going to use them. I don't need them. The black and red, I stripped them. So I'm going to solder those two to the Arduino. It's going to go to the 5-volt, oh, right there. So it's going to go to the ground pin and to the 5-volt pin. So I'm going to solder those 2 wires out here. That way I can keep everything in the box, and then I can still connect my USB cable out here for programming. So let me get my soldering iron to heat up, and we'll solder that together. Okay, so it's heated up. So I'm gonna solder this 2 wires a little bit on it. Okay, that's all I need, just a little bit. Okay, now I'll get my Arduino. Let me get something to hold it because it's pretty small. Okay, let me get something to hold my Arduino in place. Okay, and I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. I don't know if I can zoom in right here. Anyway, I'm gonna solder it ground first. Wait a minute. So soldered ground. Now we're gonna solder the 5-volt pin. Okay, so now that's soldered. Now I'm gonna plug it. Zoom out. Plug it in. Let me just double check that it's working. Okay, let me double check. Okay, so it's working. Now, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to hide this in the box too. So I'm only gonna have one wire coming out of the box. So all I need is one wire to hook it all up. So how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna get my other soldering iron, the bigger one, and get a file right here. Get a file, and I'm gonna file this a little bit just to clean it up a little bit. And this too, the other one. Okay, let me disconnect this, get it out of the way. So, file this, file this one. Okay, now, same excess piece of wire that we had left. Cut that, and from one side okay, so strip that clean. Got my soldering flux right here. And put a little bit on this side, put a little bit on here. Okay, a little bit here, a little bit here. Yep. Okay. Get this, get this. Okay, put a little right here. Got that. Put the same piece right here. Okay, got that. Now take my wire. And just solder my wire to it. Okay, solder one side. Now I'm gonna solder the other side. Okay, so that is soldered. I can disconnect my soldering iron. So now I'm gonna have to get some electrical tape, make sure nothing's touching it, let it cool down a little bit. But from this side, I'm gonna rip it apart, and one of them is gonna go to the third relay, the one that's empty right now. Let me zoom in a little bit on that one. Okay. Come on, focus. No. It doesn't want to focus, huh? There you go. So see that one? This one is connected to the, it's all in series, so I'm gonna connect the one side to this one, and then the other one I'm gonna connect it to the outlet, the one that was straight. The one wire that goes straight to the outlet is gonna go to one side, and the other one gonna go right here. So I'm gonna connect this one right here right now. Let me unscrew it. Put it in there, screw it back in. Okay. Zoom out. And let me clean this one off. And this one gonna go to one of the outlets, to the side that is not connected to the relay. So remember this side was all wired together in parallel. So I'm gonna use, in series, so I'm gonna use this one in here. Put this one in there. Okay. So turn that on, plug this in, and as you can see, my Arduino started to work. It came on. See the light? I don't know if you can see it right there. See the light on Arduino came on. So this is all working right now. So now what I have to do, let me disconnect that. So now I have to isolate all that, just get the electrical tape, put some tape out here, and I'm gonna put it all in the box, and I'm gonna zip tie everything, make sure it's not shaking in there or anything. As far as the Arduino itself, so all this board's gonna go down low. I'm gonna zip tie them all down. The Arduino itself, let me show you how I'm gonna do the Arduino. The Arduino itself gonna go right here in between the two. Oh, let me get the camera right. Okay. So the Arduino gonna go right here in between. When I'm gonna put two outlets out here, this is gonna be in the middle. It's not in the way of nothing. And right here in the wall plate, I'm gonna cut a little opening right here. That way, if I have to reprogram the Arduino, I don't have to do nothing. I just have to get my USB cable, plug it right in there, and reprogram it and change the time and do whatever I have to do. So let me do that, and I'll show you how it's all gonna look like at the end. Okay, so almost finished it. I cut off all this. I have to clean it up some more, but I cut off all the tabs because I'm not gonna use them, and that's how the finished product gonna look like. I cut out I didn't do a good job on it, but cut out the hole right there for the Arduino. That way I don't have to take nothing apart. I just plug it in and reprogram it when I have to, if I have to. So that's it. That's what it looks like. And if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. I'll appreciate it. And if the video was helpful for you, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. The only one thing I want to say is if you're not comfortable and if you don't know what you're doing with the electrical, don't do it. I mean, get a friend or somebody who's electrician or something, give you a hand or something, because it's electricity. You don't play with electricity. So yeah, if you're not comfortable doing it, don't do it. But other than that, it's a pretty easy project, and I think it's helpful for many of the guys. Many of you can use it. So have a good one.